Thanks for coming. My topic today is on breastfeeding. And how many people here feel that there's a large debate when it comes to breastfeeding? Okay, thanks guys for coming. How many people here feel that there's a large debate when it comes to breastfeeding? How many people feel that breastfeeding moms are better moms? Some feel that if you breastfeed your children too long, then that's wrong. So who ultimately should make these decisions? Should it be the government? Should it be the individual state in which you live in? Shouldn't breastfeeding be your individual human right to make that own decision? Well, most of you in this room know that I'm a mother myself of 3 children. I did not breastfeed any of them. Do I believe that that makes me any less of a mom? No, I don't. I don't believe that. I believe it's my individual choice to make that decision. In my speech today, I hope to show you that the debate of breastfeeding should be stopped, really, because it is a human right, an individual human right, and should be recognized that way by the government, by the states, and the general population. I'd like to start off today defining what human right is. So a human right is this basic rights and freedoms to which all individual beings are entitled. So in 1948, the Declaration of Human Rights, there's not anything listed about breastfeeding. However, you can look at a couple of little classifications where it says everyone has a right to a standard of living, adequate for the health and well-being of himself and his family, including food, clothing, housing, and medical care, and necessary social services. The other one, it could also be stated, motherhood and childhood are entitled to special care and assistance. All children, whether born in or out of wedlock, remember this is 1948, shall enjoy the same social protection. So, a woman's choice to breastfeeding her child should be an individual choice, and as long as the child is being well taken care of and that the mother herself is protected. So in the next slide I have on here, the CDC has compiled a statistic from the years of 2000 and 2008 that it shows that women are breastfeeding more, and they're breastfeeding for longer amounts. So if you look here in the red at birth, in 2000, it was roughly like 72% were breastfeeding at birth, and then in 2008, we have like 74%. But then at 6 months, which is in the blue, 2000, you have like 34% were breastfeeding in 2000 at 6 months of age, and then you have a jump up of 44%. And then at 1 year, which is in purple in 2000, you have like roughly 16% versus less than 10, or I'm sorry, purple, 24. So that women are breastfeeding longer and they're breastfeeding more often. Okay? And then the recommendations for breastfeeding, the American Academy of Pediatrics recommends exclusive breastfeeding up to 6 months of age, and then continue breastfeeding for 1 year, and then as you introduce the food. And then over 1 year until the mother and the child are mutually desired together, they're weaned together. But if you notice, the WHO, which is the World Health Organization, it recommends that breastfeeding your child to his 2nd birthday. So the government has also gotten involved. We'll go ahead to the next slide here. Oh, I'm sorry, the states. The rise in the breastfeeding and its recommendations has led the states to also be included. So if you look, 45 states have laws that a woman can breastfeed in any public or private location. 28 states exempt breastfeeding from public indecency laws. There's 24 states that have laws relating to breastfeeding in the workplace. And then 12 states have laws exempting breastfeeding mothers from jury duty. And 5 states have encouraged or implemented breastfeeding education campaigns. And the government, again, here's the next slide is the government. And the Patient Protection Affordable Care Act of 2010, President Obama signed. It requires that the breastfeeding should be implemented in the workplace with over 50 employees, as long as they don't feel like it's a hardship. So it requires that they allow a reasonable amount of break time for the mom to express their milk up until the 1 year birthday. And it also makes the employers provide a place other than a bathroom to express their milk. And the employees do not have to compensate for mixed time. So it's nice that the states and the government are recognizing the need to increase awareness to breastfeeding, but why does this debate stay so heated? And this is probably a good reason for that. This year, in May, Time Magazine, the cover. So you have a lot going on with this cover. Is this normal? You know, some women, even breastfeeding moms, I've heard say, no, this probably isn't normal. It's a 3.5-year-old son being breastfed by his mom, okay, showing that. And then if you look on here, are you mom enough? Well, that kind of makes me as a breastfed mom feel as that a jab towards me. So, I mean, the media really is keeping this controversy to spark, I think. So, should it be the mom's right to decide how long she breastfeeds her child? One interesting thing is Tennessee, which is the only state currently has an age limit on breastfeeding. So currently right now, if you breastfeed your child over the month of 12 months of age in public, you could be arrested for public indecency. But it is in the Supreme Court. The state senator even says it makes no sense that the state of Tennessee has any business telling a mother when and where, how long they can breastfeed their child. They are proposing the limit to be increased to 3 years of age. And he basically said it's just a miscommunication. It really is just a clarification of what we mean, what age for a child. So in conclusion, women are breastfeeding longer worldwide versus the U.S., and new state laws are protecting breastfeeding moms, and federal laws are helping women to continue to express their milk and after they come back to work. So why is this an issue and a huge debate every time it's talked about? Well, my personal feeling is every individual has the right to decide whether they want to breastfeed or not. But until the general population, the federal government, and the individual states recognize that breastfeeding is a human right, then this topic will never die out. Thank you for joining me.